It is practically a certainty that the NFL is going to go to a 17-game schedule. And this comes, to me, I don't think this is getting nearly enough attention. There are so many things about this that are significant from a fan's perspective and maybe most of all from a player's perspective. And we have the unique opportunity, if you will, to have Domonique Foxworth on our show. And Domonique, again, you were the president of the NFL Players Association, so no one understands the issues here better than you do. And I just want to give you the floor first. What is your reaction to now this virtual certainty that the NFL is going to go to a 17-game schedule?
I mean, it's obviously about money to extend the schedule. They're finding new ways to generate more revenue, which I think in theory is good for everybody. That means a higher cap, and that means more money for the owners, means more money for the players. But the biggest problem I have with this, and putting the health and safety things aside, it's that the players for whom this is going to be the most difficult and the most onerous, the players for whom their careers will be shortened, the players for whom they will not make more money, those players are not the players who are going to benefit from this. So we started this conversation talking about how quarterbacks don't really participate in training camp, and we've seen that quarterbacks are playing longer and longer, and the star players will be protected. But there are going to be a lot of guys who have their careers shortened from maybe 2 to 3 years to 1 or 2 years, maybe 5 or 6 years to 4 or 5 years. And that is millions of dollars that will not go to them. So while the cap continues to rise, the guys who do not have the negotiating leverage to extract more value from that cap, those guys are going to be kind of ground up and run out of the league. So I would suggest that the league and the union figure out some mechanism to assure that the players who are who will have their careers shortened from this, the players who will likely suffer some career impacting injuries because of the extension of the season, that those players also participate in the gains as much, because I know that the minimums will go up, but as much as the superstar players, because that's what's going to happen. Is quarterback salaries are going to continue to go through the roof, and then other players like the rank and file, they're going to be out of the league after 2 or 3 years and not even be able to reap the benefits of the 17th game.
It's an interesting and important point. It's one I hadn't thought of till you brought it up earlier today. You will see the quarterback salaries explode, and you will see a lot of the other guys getting paid about the same as they're getting paid now. Dan, just a thought from you as a longtime former player on a 17th game.
Yeah, I just want to know what the trade-off is, because Dom's exactly right with all the taxing on so many players, but is the offseason going to be drastically different so guys' bodies can kind of heal from that longer season and also have a longer break heading into the season? Is it going to be, we've heard the conversation of more Zoom in the offseason. Is there going to be less mandatory mini camps or training camps or OTAs? So what's going to be the trade-off for players? And is it going to be enough to impact that 17th edition, that edition of one more game? That's the biggest question, because they got to make it worthy for the players. They have to make the trade-off fair enough where the players could sit there and go, okay, I'm going to be asked to do more in season. I'll be asked to do less in the offseason.
Another bye would be nice, which they did not add. But I do think that some people would argue that the training camps and all those mini camps, like those are the things that will strengthen your body and make it so you can sustain the 17th game. But we all do know that last game, like adding another football game, we know how enormous that is, how taxing that is on the players. So let's not allow anyone to convince us that this is not going to hurt a lot of players' careers. Sure. That's the thing that I'm afraid of, is while we focus on how fun this will be, we have to understand that some guys will have their careers shortened because of it.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.